Good morning, everyone. Welcome to Government House here in Canberra on a beautiful spring morning. My name is Gerard Martin and I'm the Secretary to the Council for the Order of Australia and Secretary to the Australian Bravery Decorations Council. I wish to acknowledge the Ngunnawal people as the traditional custodians of the land we are meeting on today and recognise any other people or families with connection to the lands of the ACT and the region. I acknowledge and respect their continuing culture and the contribution they make to the life of this city and this region. And I would also like to acknowledge and welcome any other Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander people here today. I'd like to acknowledge and welcome our official guests this morning, Commissioner Rhys Kershaw, the AFP Commissioner, Air Marshal Stephen Chappell, Chief of Air Force, Major General Chris Smith, representing the Chief of Army, Commodore Ashley Papp, representing Chief of Navy, Dr. Rachel Bacon, representing the APSC Commissioner, and Ms. Lynn Duckham from the Order of Australia Association. The Australian Honours System is an important mechanism to recognise and celebrate ordinary people who do extraordinary things. Today is a special day not only for recipients, but also for their families, their friends, and their communities. It is a day when we celebrate a diverse range of impressive achievements and service. Here at Government House, we are privileged to play a small part in the recognition and celebration of that achievement. I hope we can help make today an occasion that you will all recall with pride for years to come. Shortly, I'll invite you to stand if you're able as the Governor-General enters the room, and then please remain standing for the Australian National Anthem. After I read their names and citations, the recipients will enter the room from the doorway on my right, and once I've read a biography of their service and they have been invested, they will leave by the centre aisle to take their seats at the back of the room. At this point, you may like to show each of them a short round of applause in recognition of their achievement. Can I ask you now to please stand for the arrival of Her Excellency the Governor-General of the Commonwealth of Australia and the singing of the Australian National Anthem.
Australians, oh, let us rejoice, for we are one and free. We've golden soil and wealth for toil. Our home is girt by sea. Our land abounds in nature's gifts, all beauty rich and rare. In history's page, let every stage advance Australia fair. In joyful strains, then let us sing, advance Australia fair.
Thank you. Please be seated. Can I now invite Her Excellency to make some remarks?
Thank you, Gerard, and good morning, everybody. Welcome to a glorious Canberra spring morning. I may have used my reserve powers with weather today, I think, because it is a golden morning and we'll have a splendid morning celebrating the very best of Australia. I'd like to acknowledge that we are gathered on the lands of the traditional owners, the Ngunnawal people, and pay my respects to elders past and present, and acknowledge all people with connections to the lands of the ACT and surrounding regions, and acknowledge any First Nations people who are joining us here today. I also join Gerard in acknowledging our very distinguished guests, very well known to me because of their connection to Government House, and I want to thank the RMC band for the beautiful music you heard just then that helps us with the Australian anthem, but you'll hear the band throughout the morning. It's a lovely way for us to uplift everything. They always bring the beauty of their music to celebrations here at Government House. And I also want to, in advance, thank all the team here at Government House. Gerard mentioned that we are all so delighted to play our small part, and I'm delighted to be here investing our honorees with their insignia, but that your morning will be defined by the care shown by so many people here at Government House, and you'll feel that in the attention to every bit of detail. So I hope you enjoy all the warmth of the welcome here at Government House, because here in Yarralumla, Government House is a place of peace and welcome where absolutely everybody belongs and is welcomed. As you may know, I'm the first Canberra-born Governor-General. And so there's something very special for me about the privilege to preside over a ceremony here at Yarralumla and celebrating Australians who have given so much of their lives to the people and places of the Capital Territory, but also across the country, across our nation. It's even more special in this 50th anniversary year of the founding of our honours system, which has already recognised so many thousands of Australians from so many different walks of life. And during this year, we've taken every opportunity to celebrate the birthday of our honours system. Turning 50 is important. And as a national honours system, the acts of service, integrity, creativity and care that we recognise today in achievements that have been in so many fields of endeavour, these are all mirrored in the cities, towns and regions right across the country. They're recognised in ceremonies this time of the year taking place in government houses in every state and territory. In Melbourne, Sydney, Brisbane, Hobart, Adelaide and Darwin, Australians are gathering just like us with their friends and families to be invested with their insignia. I hope that for you, like everyone around the country, your memories of today will be a cherished reflection long into the future. And I hope if you take something else from today, it is that we need to nominate people. The only way that our honorees are here today is that someone nominated. That's the way our system works. And yesterday I met one of our highest awardees who was nominated by someone he'd never met, who never knew him but read about him and his extraordinary activities as an Australian on the world stage. And but for that nomination, that gentleman would not have received the Companion of the Order of Australia yesterday. So I would encourage everyone to make sure if you see someone you think is a great Australian who should be nominated, please do it. It's just a small gesture. And once the process gets underway here with Sharon, who's been with us for almost 20 years, then the work can begin. But we do need people to be actually nominated. As Governor-General and Chancellor of the Order of Australia, I have been so fortunate to also share in investitures taking place out of session and far from the formality of this drawing room. Most recently, I had the great honour of travelling to the north of Australia for two profoundly moving ceremonies. The first in July was in Rockhampton, and it was to posthumously present our highest award, the Victoria Cross of Australia, to Private Richard Norden, actually to his family, because of course he was awarded for an act of bravery and courage during the Vietnam War. He was 19 when the act was of which he was recognised occurred. And he died only a few years later here in Canberra, aged 24, in the course of his duties as an ACT police officer. His VC had been a very long time coming, and his family were overjoyed that he could be recognised in the city that they now call home. They didn't want to have to come to Canberra, and they didn't want to go back to Gundagai where he was born, because their lives had moved on over the decades since. They really wanted to celebrate him where their lives are, in Rockhampton. And it meant that so many friends and family and colleagues could participate in that investiture. And I'm very glad that the Commissioner, I think, was also there, and that the police who had been here in the ACT with him joined in many numbers and presented a police medal posthumously as well. Then the second posthumous award was later that week in July, and it was to invest Dr. G. Yunupingu with the highest civilian honour in our country, the Companion of the Order of Australia. For Dr. Yunupingu's investiture, the family and the community of North East Arnhem Land asked us to travel to his land, to his country. There we were welcomed on Gummidge land by his family and the broader Yolngu community, who led a deeply moving traditional ceremony together with a bungal dance. It was very, very ceremonial and very moving. On the red earth, in the warm afternoon light of the Northern Territory, with Yolngu dancing, I was very proud on behalf of all Australians to present the Order of Australia insignia to Dr. Yunupingu's daughter, Binmila Yunupingu. It carried huge significance, not just for the family and that community, but for the Order of Australia to have the medals and the insignia in traditional lands in North East Arnhem Land. And it was important to us as an expression of care that we were guided by his family's own wishes and traditions in bestowing that award. Then in August, during a state visit to Singapore, I had the great privilege to invest the former Prime Minister of Singapore, Mr. Lee Hsien Loong, with the insignia of his appointment as an honorary companion of the Order of Australia for his service to the remarkable and long-standing bilateral relationship between our two countries. And later this morning, I will travel to a hospital here in Canberra to invest someone who couldn't attend today, who is gravely unwell. But it's so important that we get to him so that I don't have to present that as a posthumous award sometime later. So I will leave after our ceremony today to join he and his family in a hospital where it'll mean a lot for him to actually hold his insignia and know that it was presented while he is still doing okay. From its very beginning, the Order of Australia has recognised remarkable people. And as the unique ceremonies that I've mentioned to you demonstrate, the qualities that are embodied in the diverse people that we recognise represents the best of modern Australia. There is no one form of achievement in the Order of Australia. As you'll hear this morning in Jared's reading of each of your citations, our honorees, your lasting impact on the world is not bound by geography, by status, interests, careers, ability, age, or gender. Instead, it is an expression of the uplifting power of care, kindness, and respect that you've embodied into your diverse and myriad interactions with peoples, with issues, with communities, the country, and the world around you. It's been all about care for one another, care for those that do the caring for others, care for our extraordinary continent and its environmental beauty, care for our civics and our institutions, and care for the way in which we discuss and debate the issues of our time without judgment, anger, or violence. That's what I uniquely get to see today, and I get to see it and feel it in this room, and I'll see it across this very special week of the spring investitures. It'll be a privilege to get to know our honorees better today, to learn more about your stories, and to take them with me wherever I go. I will share those stories around the country and around the world. I want to thank those who will be invested today for everything that you have done and what you continue to do every day as great Australians. And I want to thank your families, your friends, and the colleagues who are here in the room, and those that might be joining us on the live stream who want to celebrate and are so proud of you all today. On behalf of all Australians, I am proud and delighted to congratulate you all and will be immensely privileged to invest you with your insignia. Thank you.
Thank you, Your Excellency. Can I also acknowledge and thank the RMC Band for their work here today? And can I now invite them to play a short musical interlude while our first set of recipients take their places? Thank you. Your Excellency, to be appointed a Companion of the Order of Australia in the General Division, Ms. Catherine Fagg, for eminent service to business governance, to the banking, finance and investment industry, to public administration, to the not-for-profit sector and to women. Ms. Fagg is a powerful role model for all Australians, particularly to women. Through her many executive and non-executive positions, she has been a champion of positive change through her strategic and empathetic leadership. As a respected advocate for gender equality, her insights and encouragement of others have inspired meaningful action toward gender balance and made a significant contribution to Australia's progress towards equality. Ms. Catherine Fagg, appointed a Companion of the Order of Australia. To be appointed an Officer of the Order of Australia in the Military Division, Major General Wade Stoddart. For distinguished service in leading strategic people capability, innovation and reform within the Australian Defence Force. Major General Stoddart has served the Australian Defence Force over multiple postings, including as Director General, Joint Transition Authority, Head of People Capability and Head of Military Personnel. His leadership and delivery of significant reforms have optimised people capability in a challenging national human resource environment and rapidly changing geopolitical circumstances. These reforms have directly enhanced the capacity of the Australian Defence Force. Major General Wade Stoddart, appointed an Officer of the Order. To be appointed a Member of the Order of Australia in the General Division, Ms. Helen Daly-Fisher. For significant service to women through gender equity and equality advocacy and to the law. A leader of Australia's women's movement, Ms. Daly-Fisher is a tireless advocate for human rights, social justice, fairness and improved outcomes for women and all Australians. She has been centrally involved in many of the advances Australia has made towards gender equality, including as part of the National Foundation for Australian Women, Equality Rights Alliance, the National Women's Safety Alliance, and many more. Her consistent advocacy to make Australia a better place has made her a most effective and inspiring leader. Ms. Helen Daly-Fisher, appointed a Member of the Order. To be appointed a Member of the Order of Australia in the Military Division, Air Commodore Julie Adams. For exceptional service in personnel management and as the Commandant of the Australian Defence Force Academy. Air Commodore Adams is an outstanding professional whose exceptional circumstance has significantly advanced the Australian Defence Force's officer training and personnel capacity. Her inspirational leadership at ADFA has impacted the careers of the next generation of officers, a lasting and enduring legacy. Air Commodore Adams' service in high-profile positions with a training and personnel focus has produced lasting benefits that will continue to positively impact the Australian Defence Force in years to come. Air Commodore Julie Adams, appointed a Member of the Order. To be awarded the Medal of the Order of Australia in the General Division, Emeritus Professor John Carver. Australia's research profile in the fields of chemistry and biochemistry has been raised thanks to the efforts of Emeritus Professor Carver, advancing research into cataracts, Alzheimer's, Parkinson's, and Huntington's diseases. Emeritus Professor Carver's distinguished career as a research chemist and as a leader of academic staff and students has been notable for his generous support of his colleagues. Emeritus Professor Carver has a vast breadth of knowledge and an ability to communicate his findings to the general public, which will have an enduring impact. Emeritus Professor John Carver awarded the Medal of the Order. To be awarded the Medal of the Order of Australia in the General Division, Brigadier Peter Evans, for service to veterans and to the community of Canberra. Brigadier Evans has given a lifetime of exceptional service to a myriad of organisations associated with Defence Service. He held high-level roles in the Royal Australian Signals Association, the Certa Cito Foundation, the Duntroon Society and RSL Australia for many years. He also volunteered for church charities, youth clubs, community groups and other professional associations. Brigadier Evans has demonstrated a sustained commitment to the community, willingly giving his time in the service and support of others. Brigadier Peter Evans awarded the Medal of the Order. To be awarded the Medal of the Order of Australia in the General Division, Mr. Hugh Hui Huan, for service to the community of Canberra. Mr. Huan's long history of volunteer service is fueled by his desire to help the community in any way he can. He's an active volunteer at Millhouse Social Enterprise Accelerator, Innovation ACT, the Griffin Accelerator and Viet Melody. He is also founder of Canberra Vietnamese Golf Association, Vietnamese Business in Canberra, Tailored Accountants and Accountant Change. Mr. Huan's volunteer work has promoted Vietnamese heritage and championed a community spirit of cooperation and unity. Mr. Hugh Hui Huan awarded the Medal of the Order. To be awarded the Medal of the Order of Australia in the General Division, Mr. Fred Smith, for service to music and foreign affairs. Mr. Smith's career as a diplomat, songwriter, musician and performer has been devoted to the cause of peace and recording the reality of conflict. After joining the Department of Foreign Affairs in 1996, Mr. Smith has been posted to the Solomon Islands, Papua New Guinea and Afghanistan. His series of albums represent songs that strike a chord with his audience. preserving Australia's story and bringing to life the experiences of members of the Australian Defence Force serving in locations around the world. Mr. Fred Smith, awarded the Medal of the Order. To be awarded the Medal of the Order of Australia in the Military Division, Major Roger Nixon. For meritorious service in the field of land vehicle operations and safety improvement for Defence. Major Nixon is an exemplary officer whose efforts have directly enhanced the safety and effectiveness of the Defence land vehicle operating system over the past decade. Across various appointments, he demonstrated leadership, initiative, and dedication to duty through his efforts to introduce new platforms, evolve Defence's policy settings, and introduce technological initiatives that improve vehicle safety. Major Nixon has ensured the land vehicle operating system is fit for purpose and delivers lasting benefits for Defence. Major Roger Nixon, awarded the Medal of the Order. To be awarded the Conspicuous Service Cross, Captain Anthony Pisani, for outstanding achievement in the field of Navy capability. Captain Pisani demonstrated outstanding leadership in the development of Navy's future surface combatant force for the Hunter-class frigate and the General Purpose frigate. He was integral to the policy development of Navy's enhanced lethality surface combatant force. Captain Pisani's strategic acumen and collaboration across government contributed to ensuring Navy's future surface combatant fleet will meet Australia's strategic needs. Captain Anthony Pisani, awarded the Conspicuous Service Cross. To be awarded the Conspicuous Service Cross, Lieutenant Colonel Ashley Hicks, for outstanding devotion to duty as Commanding Officer, 2nd Cavalry Regiment in leadership and delivery of combat capability. Lieutenant Colonel Hicks has raised the combat capability of the 2nd Cavalry Regiment. Through determined and clear leadership and dedication, he managed an ageing armoured fleet, enabled enduring training outcomes, and successfully deployed vehicles into the Indo-Pacific region. His desire for continued improvement led to the design and safe execution of a multinational live fire training activity that enriched interoperability with the Australian Defence Force and partner nations. Lieutenant Colonel Ashley Hicks, awarded the Conspicuous Service Cross. To be awarded the bar to the Conspicuous Service Medal, Lieutenant Colonel Konrad Kazimirovich, for meritorious achievement as an operational planner in the Indo-Pacific Operations Team and lead planner for Indo-Pacific Endeavour 2022 and 2023. Lieutenant Colonel Kazimirovich achieved remarkable outcomes as the lead planner for a number of innovative activities that stretched the ambition of joint warfighting exercises. The activities also stress-tested the limits of regional relationships, the nature of access of the Australian Defence Force sought and gained from regional partners. Lieutenant Colonel Kazimirovich's efforts have met objectives of the theatre campaign plan and were responsive to dynamic Australian government requirements. Lieutenant Colonel Konrad Kazimirovich awarded the bar to the Conspicuous Service Medal. To be awarded the Conspicuous Service Medal, Captain Samantha Juckle, for meritorious devotion to duty as Staff Officer, Military Employment Classification Review Board. Captain Juckle has made an excellent contribution to the redesign of the military employment classification to enhance retention, including the policies and processes that support it. She has also spearheaded the transformation of multiple single-service medical classification review processes into an integrated system. Captain Juckle has improved the personnel outcomes and developed policies that enhance Defence's capability to manage its workforce. Captain Samantha Juckle awarded the Conspicuous Service Medal. To be awarded the Public Service Medal, Ms. Pip Brown, for outstanding public service in fiscal policy leadership. As a collaborative leader, Ms. Brown navigates challenges, maintains staff morale, and drives innovation. She contributed to the delivery of successive budget updates at the Treasury and performed outstanding work as Acting Deputy Secretary in the Fiscal Group for the 2024-25 budget and successful delivery of multiple key budget products. Ms. Brown also led the development and delivery of the JobKeeper program during the COVID-19 pandemic, which maintained critical connections between firms and employees and reduced the damage to the Australian economy. Ms. Pip Brown awarded the Public Service Medal. To be awarded the Public Service Medal, Mrs. Michelle Ricks, for outstanding public service in leadership and delivering complex information and communication technology solutions in the delivery of Medicare services. Mrs. Ricks' leadership at Services Australia has improved the way in which Australians claim medical expenses. Her pivotal role in improving MyGov to support 500,000 concurrent users and the integration of the COVID-19 digital certificate into state-based check-in applications reflects her dedication to excellence. Her expertise and support to the Australian Government and Australian Government-funded aged care services, state governments, hospitals, frontline services and airports pioneered a seamless way to validate COVID-19 vaccination status, provision of protective equipment, workforce support, and cost reimbursement. Her contributions are significant and enduring. Mrs. Michelle Ricks, awarded the Public Service Medal. To be awarded the Australian Police Medal, Assistant Commissioner Peter Crozier, for distinguished service as a member of an Australian police force. Assistant Commissioner Peter Crozier has served locally, nationally, and internationally as part of the Australian Federal Police for 37 years. His significant achievements including being senior officer during the investigation into the downing of Malaysian Airlines Flight MH17 and leading the team supporting the Indonesian National Police investigations into the Bali bombings of 2002. Assistant Commissioner Crozier upholds and exemplifies the AFP's values to the highest degree. Assistant Commissioner Peter Crozier, awarded the Australian Police Medal. That concludes the presentations for this morning. Let's give one last round of applause to all our recipients today. I'll shortly invite the recipients to join Her Excellency for a formal photograph at the state entrance, and then in a moment, everyone else is welcome to move to the lakeside lawn for refreshments. Please note that our photographer will be capturing a photograph with each of the recipients and their guests and the Governor-General during the reception today. This is also your opportunity to take a selfie with the Governor-General, so have your cameras and iPhones ready. Can I now ask that you please stand for the departure of Her Excellency and the recipients. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. Please now feel free to move